Hello, I'm Heather Omorjo. Today is October 5th, the 41st day towards 100 days to launch this social enterprise focused on permaculture design, empowering marginalized people. It's a really exciting time for me. Today is the full moon. You will reap what you have sown. And I wanted to bring up I have 4 topics to talk about. First of all, today I was spent mostly designing, working on the intentional community garden for OCIC House, and I went last night to Wild Rose United Church to see the We Were Children documentary in regards to residential school and listen to Marilyn Shingu speak about her experience. This is part of my work with the United Church towards truth and reconciliation, and she corrected me on a couple things that I said wrong in a video previous. Na'a was what I thought was the pronunciation, but it's actually Ana'a for Mother Earth. Ana'a, and drawing out that at the end. And so this means Mother Earth. This is the name that this social enterprise has been given. So that's a big deal to me. I mean, Mother Earth is not a name that you throw around just for fun, in my opinion. So Sherilyn is also not Blackfoot. She is from the Cotes tribe in Soto, Saskatchewan, and I apologize for making that mistake and assumption. The name Ana'a, let's do it right, is from Blackfoot language, which is where we are in Treaty 7. That is what they speak predominantly. So, yeah, it was really intense to watch that documentary, and I liken it to a road rash wound, right? You get in there, grind it on the pavement, and you get all these rocks and stuff in there, and gravel and dirt, and you have to go in there and dig out the little pieces of gravel and wash it and disinfect it, and it's gonna hurt, it's gonna be painful, it's gonna be uncomfortable. But once you've gone through that pain and that process of looking at what's painful, then you can work towards the healing. And that's a lot of what I'm focusing on now, educating about what the wound is for all of us and where to go forward. Shelley Weir in Women Warriors podcast has been a big part of that movement forward, along with the Right Relations Board of the United Church, focusing on women who are doing amazing things, entrepreneurs, artists, speakers, activists of variety of different passions, mostly like water rights and Indigenous rights, focusing, Shelley Weir herself is a Métis woman. I have Métis heritage as well, and I feel like everything she says in there is really empowering to me as I'm moving forward with this social enterprise, which has a conscience towards empowering females who are Métis and Indigenous and marginalized. So I really love listening to everything she has to say, and I hope you get a chance to hear it. She's just going into her 2nd season right now. Family tree. So we have started a massive project of a huge tapestry of our family tree. Everyone is going to make an apple. There's dimensions, and all their spouses will be leaves. Children under the age of 16 will have flowers of tree blossoms, apple tree blossoms. And eventually, by 2020, this huge tapestry with all these apples is going to come together. So this brings up a lot of stuff for people in my family, right? Particularly when we're talking about heritage and stuff like that. Elders feel differently about things than people nowadays. People nowadays feel differently about things that elders felt, and so there's conversations going on and feelings that are getting stirred up in that applesauce pot that maybe we didn't anticipate. And I'm just really grateful for the support and the people who are active in being a creative part of this and creating their apples and helping connect people to their genealogy and understanding their heritage as far as who begot who begot who begot who. Our heritage can be very directly traced in the Morjo line because it is a created name that was from a pioneer here in Alberta and BC. And I'm not going to get into that right now because I'm almost at 5 minutes. We're having a tough time in the world right now in so many ways. everyone's having a hard time in some dynamic way, whether it's with your personal family life, whether it's watching the news and looking at international politics. There's a lot of pain. And I'm going to remind you, as I need to be reminded as well, look for the helpers, okay? So you'll be able to identify helpers because they are not trash talking. They're solution focused, not problem focused. They're willing to hear both sides of any situation, and they put others first before their own needs. So this means if somebody is, talking smack and pointing out all the problems of a situation and not listening to what other people are saying and, putting their own interests before everyone else's, that's not a helper. And that's probably somebody that you'll want to avoid for your own health and safety. And if you find yourself doing those things, there is lots of support that you can find from social networks and cognitive behavior therapy that can help you break out of that mindset. And I've had to do it myself. I've gone through multiple different types of therapies to try and get to a place where I'm not that person. And I'm not perfect at it, and I don't pretend to be, but I'm telling you that there is options, and you don't have to get stuck in that. And if you're having a hard time, look for the helpers. There are people you can talk to. There are people who are willing to listen and work together to come together as a community, not divide. We have enough division. We don't need more. We can work together and build something positive. So I'm going to do a video on quantum physics. So maybe you'll watch it with me later. I hope you have a wonderful night. Thanks for sticking with us. We're almost at the halfway point. And yeah, see you tomorrow.